Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Nutritious and Delicious. Today we're going to be making a cream of tomato soup using fresh tomatoes. And these are the ingredients that we will be needing. 5.5 pounds of hothouse tomatoes, which is about 9 or 10 tomatoes. I have 9 here. 1 red onion chopped, about 2 cups. 2 carrots peeled and chopped, 4 garlic cloves minced, 2 teaspoons of sugar or a sugar alternative, 1 teaspoon of dried basil, 1 tablespoon of salt, I'm using pink salt, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper or to taste, 1.5 tablespoons of tomato paste, 4 cups of chicken broth, 2 tablespoons of oil, and 1/2 cup of heavy cream. The first thing that we're going to do is get a pot of boiling water going on the stove. This is going to be to blanch the tomatoes. Now we're going to flip each tomato over and make 2 slits in the form of an X. This will make it easier to peel the tomatoes once they have been blanched. We're going to do the same thing with each of the remaining tomatoes. And the slits should be shallow and not deep. Here I have all of my 9 tomatoes that are ready to be blanched. But first, let's prepare the ice bath. We're going to put some ice in a pot of cold water. So here's the pot of boiling water going on the stove, and right next to it is the ice bath so that it is easier to transfer the tomatoes. We're going to drop each tomato one by one into the boiling water. I like to put in only 4 or 5 at a time, and then we're going to boil for 60 seconds. Now that they have been boiling for 60 seconds, we can take them out and drop them gently into the ice bath. You can see that they are already starting to peel. Now we're going to take each tomato out of the ice bath. They should be in the ice bath 1 to 2 minutes. We're going to do the same process with the remaining tomatoes. All of these tomatoes have been blanched, so now the fun part begins. Peeling them. After blanching them and putting them into the ice bath, these peels come right off. And then we're going to peel the rest of the tomatoes. Once they have been all peeled, we're going to remove the stems and the seeds. I cut the tomatoes in various sections and scoop out the seeds with my fingers. You can use a spoon if you want, and my absolute favorite way of doing this is using the sink. The running water really helps to loosen any stuck tomato seeds, along with running your finger on the inside of the tomato. Seeding the tomatoes does take some time, so please be patient. I promise the end result is worth it. We're gonna do this with all of the tomatoes. And be sure to get to all the chambers of the tomato. I can tell here that there's another chamber hidden, so I'm going to open this up carefully and find more seeds to take out. Once that we have all of the tomatoes seeded, we can go ahead and chop them. It doesn't have to be perfect, as everything will be pureed at the end. We will reserve our chopped tomatoes for later. Phew! Finally, onto the soup making. To a pot on medium-low heat, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of oil. Then go in the onions, the carrots, the salt, the pepper, and the basil. We're going to cook this for about 10 minutes or until the onions are translucent. Then we're going to add in the garlic and cook for 1 minute. Next goes in a good quality chicken broth. Now we can also add in the sugar or sugar alternative, along with the tomato paste, and our star ingredient, the tomatoes. We're gonna give it a good mix, cover it, and wait for it to boil. Once it begins to boil, we can lower the heat, cover it back up again, and simmer for 30 minutes. Now that this has been going for 30 minutes, I'm going to shut off my flame and puree it using an immersion blender. If you don't have an immersion blender, shame on you. No, just kidding. You can use your tabletop blender instead. We're gonna puree it until it is nice and smooth, and then we're gonna add in our half a cup of heavy cream. And that's it, you guys. Cream of tomato soup using fresh tomatoes. I really enjoy having my tomato soup with pão de queijo, which is Brazilian cheese bread, and I get it in the frozen section of the supermarket, and they are gluten-free and they go perfect with the tomato soup. If you're still here at this point in time watching my video, thank you so much for sticking around. I know this has been a longer video than usual. And if you haven't subscribed yet to my channel, please do. It is free and helps my channel a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.